My name is Dr. Daisy Owomugasho. I'm the country director for the Hunger Project Uganda. Today I'm taking you through our journey from when we started working in the Hunger Project way back in 1999. The Hunger Project is a non-governmental organization. We are a global organization working in several countries, 23 countries, including Uganda. We are working in 9 countries in Africa, and we also work in Mexico, in Bangladesh, in India. So you could say we are a world or a global organization. Our work in Uganda, as I said, started in 1999. But the journey, I think, doesn't start until the year before, when our president was given an award by the Hunger Project, the Global Hunger Project, for his work in combating HIV and AIDS. If you remember back then, AIDS was a big issue in Uganda, actually in the whole world. So, and if you remember the efforts of the president, remember the ABC, I don't know whether they are still there, but that is where the journey began. And he was recognized, our president was recognized for his efforts in combating HIV and AIDS. And when he went to USA, where our headquarters are, to receive the award, he heard more about the Hunger Project. And he invited the Hunger Project to come and work in Uganda. And that's how we came, and we started the next year working in Uganda. In coming, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry with the government through the Ministry of Agriculture, and that is our parent ministry. Our vision is a world where all women, men and children live healthy, fulfilling lives of dignity. We are here to end hunger and poverty by pioneering sustainable development strategies that cut across all men, women and children, but mainly we work in rural areas. We are a women-centered organization. We have a methodology which we use in saying we are ending hunger and poverty. It's called an epicenter strategy. And this strategy sort of brings together a number of villages, which we call an epicenter, maybe 2 sub-counties, sometimes more. So we bring together maybe 15,000, 20,000, sometimes maybe 40,000, where there is a lot of the population density is so high. And we we support these communities to end their own hunger and poverty. We empower them through one of the major tools we use, which is called the Vision, Commitment and Action Tool. It's a sort of a mindset change tool, where we want communities or people to change their attitude of how they think, how they believe, that they were not born in poverty and that they have to die in poverty, that we can do something. We can change, or communities or people can change their lives. So we start with that and empower communities to have a mindset, a positive mindset of believing that the development, ending poverty, actually can end with them. They can end it in their own lives. So we have, with this tool of the vision, we go into communities and say, okay, what is your situation right now? What is happening? Do you have any challenges? Do you have any issues? And if maybe, and of course, there are issues, there are challenges, there are problems. And then we are like, what would you want to change? What would you wish to see? What is your vision? And slowly by slowly, we unpack with them and say, okay, maybe we don't have water, maybe children don't go to school, maybe I don't have money, maybe, okay, all those issues which we know affect particularly the rural woman. And with that, so what do you hope to see? What is your vision? Next 5 years, 10 years? And in some cases, we see people actually opening up and saying, yeah, maybe I would wish my children to finish school. I want also to have a graduate in my home. I want to have more money. So the future is sort of opened. And the communities and also individuals can have a vision of what they want. And from there, we look at what commitments are you going to make. I have one example which I usually give. It may be interesting, but I found it very interesting. And we were asking some of the community members, and we get one man, he said, you know what? I would want my daughter to be a nurse. Okay, that is something which some people think is very simple. Most families actually maybe have achieved that. And we're like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? And this was somebody who used to drink, maybe not caring, leaving all the work for the woman. Said, okay, maybe I shouldn't be drinking a whole day. I can work and help my wife at least until afternoon. And then maybe I can go to the bar in the afternoon, but at least I would have worked until 1. So that is a commitment. And what actions? So we have this VCA tool, which goes through an epicenter. And if you know an epicenter, it's like the eye, maybe of the storm, of an earthquake. And that's what we provide so that it can spring to other areas. So far, what we have said is that's an epicenter, so it's a community. And so far, we have 12 epicenters in Uganda since we started 23 years ago, scattered across the country in the west, east, north. North, we have one epicenter in Noya. And so we believe we have done a lot from the time we started 23 years ago. Like I said, we are looking at empowering communities to end their own hunger. So how do we do that? We have that holistic approach. We don't believe that an individual maybe survives on water. We give water only, or you come and give education. A person or a household survives on so many things. You need water, you need education, you need health, you need maybe some gender relations at home, you need to be empowered. So we have that holistic approach where we are looking at water, sanitation, and hygiene. We look at the environment. We look at women empowerment. We look at gender issues. We look at functional adult literacy to empower people to have that functional adult literacy. For example, what does the Constitution mean to you? Or how do you do, if your child brings home a report, how do you tell they are doing well or not? This functional adult literacy, beyond just writing and reading, this a simple information which our communities need to get. We also, of course, have agriculture. Support communities to have improved agricultural practices. And when we were empowering communities, we also realized that you can tell somebody, you do this, you can end your own hunger and poverty. But most of our rural communities, especially the women, they don't have anything, or they don't have much. So he said, I want to start a kiosk. I want to start selling charcoal or tomatoes, but I don't have capital. So we also added on a microfinance program for financial inclusion, where we also bring together women and also other many members of the community, those who are interested. And we support them to start saving together and build a circle, which we actually call a rural bank. And they are happy, and it is managed by women. They're managed by women. The board is made up of women. And so far, we have also 12 circles. And the capital base is over, I think, about over 5 billion right now. So women, they save, they borrow, and they can start activities. When we started, we also used to use the minimum amount of money they could start borrowing with was 100,000. And someone was a loan of 100,000, what does it do? But it can do a lot for a community, for a rural woman. I want to say, I'll give you a budget, I'll buy karai, I buy flour, I buy this, and maybe 2 liters of cooking oil, and I make pancakes. That's a budget done, no complications. So we've seen, and from there, the chikarai, from the pancakes, we've seen women grow. And through the empowerment process, some are taking up leadership positions and all those aspects. So, as I've said, there are so many achievements since we started. We have realized a lot of change. Most of the communities, first of all, we have over 5 areas, epicenters, which have been declared self-reliant. When you go there, people are leading lives of dignity. They are sustained in a way. Somebody may say, but how come they are not rich? They may not be rich, but they are not this beggar type. I want this, I want this. They have life. Their children are going to school. They can afford to go to health centers. Yeah. So, in fact, what I forgot to say is also our epicenters. We also have a health center in build. We have a community, but we also build sort of that symbol of partnership where communities come and they also support. They provide the land, or the local government provides the land, and we support in building. In that building, it has all aspects I've talked about. It has a space for communities to sit, for community mobilization. It has a place for a rural bank. It has a place for early child learning. I didn't talk about it. Yeah, but we have nursery schools, and I think we are the ones who started nursery schooling in rural areas because we are looking at mothers being tied up. You have a child on the back, you are going to the market, you are going everywhere. So we are saying now, this is a space, safe space, where you can leave your child and go and do some economic activity. So we provided early childhood learning. So in a way, the child gets to learn, but also the mother is freed to go and do some other work. As you know, social networks, as we used to know them, you leave your children with your aunties, the grandmother, or whatever. They are not there. People have moved. So we provided that space. Apart from learning, we also provide a nutritious meal for the child who is there. So we are achieving several things. We have education for that child. We have nutrition. And we also have the mother being engaged in some other economic activity. So far we've seen now some of our 20 years ago, I think, yeah, we have graduates now. People who have started from our schools are now somebody. Our health centers also provide, we have health center 3s, 2s across our centers. We run them concurrently with the government. They give us the staff, and we provide the facilities and monitor. So that is so those are some of the achievements. The challenges, I think, yeah, 20 years, you get sort of up and down, right? First of all, I think we have some challenges, for example, like the recent COVID. But we've realized also our model, our methodology offers sort of a cushion. By working with the communities and through communities, you are building sort of the resilience and the sustainability of the communities. When, for example, COVID came, we are not able to move, but you can call. We have at these epicenters, we also create structures, more like the LC system. We have a committee, epicenter committee, and also the departments for all these programs I've talked about, the thematic areas. So the health committee this time was very instrumental. They were part of the VHTs, they are part of the COVID task forces, going to communities, sensitizing them about the hand washing, the sanitation, the SOPs, and also making sure that maybe the people who couldn't even come to our health centers, they were getting medication, like the HIV people and all that. So we found we didn't miss, or maybe activities actually sort of continued because of the systems which were already in place. What we saw, however, was something which was interesting, where people were saying, now you're telling us we stay home, we wash our hands, we do whatever. What are we supposed to do? And they forgot that for them in the communities, maybe they could have gone to dig or to do some other economic activity. It's not until I think much later when the president said, yeah, you can go to your garden. But at that time, they were listening attentively and they adhere to what is being said or advised. So we also saw, I think like most of the other people, having produce that they had nowhere to sell. We're encouraging them to produce, but transport is cut off and they're not moving. Fortunately, most of our community members also didn't get to have COVID. And that is also the sensitization, which we believe that, yeah, people, they are saying now, we emphasize wash, we emphasize hygiene, we emphasize hand washing, we emphasize the tippy tap. So people were already aware of these things, so it was just an addition. And we didn't get most of our community members getting COVID. So where are we going? How, with so much? Right now, we are also working in a tandem with the sort of the Sustainable Development Goals. We are looking at 2030. Say, what can we do to make sure that actually hunger and poverty are ended within that given time? So whatever we are doing, we are looking at it within that framework. And to do this, we are sort of saying maybe we can't do, maybe we have done much on our own, but still given the timeline, maybe we need to move faster. And in moving faster, sometimes we need, or bigger, we need to partner. So we are looking out into partnerships. Right now we have, actually from the start of the Sustainable Development Goals, the Hunger Project Global launched the movement for community-led development, which is bringing together all NGOs, actors, everybody, our stakeholders interested in community-led development. And we are working together to make sure that if so-and-so is in this area, maybe I don't go there. If you are in Wash, then I don't, so that we don't duplicate and we can go deeper to make sure that we leave no one behind. We work with the government, we work with other NGOs, and we would also love to work with the UBC. We are working with UBC now to take the message out. So we are really feeling that if we can work together, we can look out for other people who are also looking at knowing that the community, it will always be there, it's there. And unless you involve them, then you can't go far. You come do something, maybe go away, and they will stay the same. So unless they are involved and they are part of the process, then we won't be able to go very far. So that's where we are. Maybe part of the appeal is to have other members or the general public to come and support, to be there, to know that even if you are NGOs or even the government, and I'm happy with for example, the parish development model. It is almost similar to our epicenter model. When it was being developed, we also contributed to the National Development Plan development, We gave our views on the mindset change, on community mobilization. So we are happy with the parish development model, which is almost a mirror of what actually we do. So we are happy, we'll be able to work with the government to support, and also actually even support government in popularizing the model, because it is nearer. It is like what our epicenter model has been doing in the last 23 years, except that we are an NGO and maybe we may be smaller and government is bigger. So if it is taken to scale, I believe that we will be able to get our communities out of poverty. So yes, so I'm happy to have been here to talk about the Hunger Project journey. We started from very far, one epicenter in Mpigi. Now we have 13 beautiful epicenters. Maybe you should take time, and if you happen to be in any of our areas, you can go there and see. We have reached several hundreds of people over whom we can say these are the center, apart from those maybe who listen, like those who are listening on radio or something. But the core people, we have changed lives. We have seen women coming from just not being able to talk to becoming councillors. Yeah, we have one MP. So yeah, we believe that the journey has been interesting, but it has been worthwhile. We've seen a lot of change in our communities, and we are happy and proud of ourselves.
We bring you a fresh, well-researched program to help you identify opportunities for investment, job creation, growing your entrepreneurial skills, wealth creation, and social transformation. Create wealth, transform livelihoods. Every week we showcase opportunities for creating new products and services.